Premier League appearances. Garner for Everton. Now, Keane. He's going to go for goal. Oh! And how? Redemption, all right. The man who conceded the penalty has rattled an absolute belter home. You don't save those. Michael Keane. Wow. 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 Michael Keane gets his first goal for Everton since that win over Palace here in May of last year. And he'll want to see this over and over again, as will you. This is superb. And it's finished here. Everton 1, Tottenham 1.
So that was the result of the game between Everton and Tottenham Hotspur last night. Well, a lot of people felt like Tottenham was going to, get a win in that game. Even Stellini, who happens to be the caretaker manager at Tottenham, was disappointed. But for Sean Dyche, you play against Sean Dyche, you don't understand his game. It's either he picks 3 points or 1 point from you. With that, we'll welcome you to Kick Off Sports Show this morning. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Favor Lawrence is here this morning as we look at updates from the world of sport. Favor, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you, everyone.
Okay, so let's go straight and look at updates from the world of tennis as we look at NBA this morning. Well, we'll also say happy birthday to Jose Peserio, Super Eagles coach. But hey, let's start with Hugo Gaston, who fought back from his set down to beat Jean-Ledon Struff at the Grand Prix at Saint-Denis. Gaston rallied after dropping serve twice in the opening set, prevailing 3-6, 6-4, 7-5 to become the first player to book their sports in the last 16. Jam Murnau followed suit with a 6-4, 6-4 victory over Elliot Bank Treat. Elsewhere, the Australian Open victories for Pedro Cachin and Sebastian Baez set up a potential hat-trick of wins for Argentine players. Cachin defeated Cek Chong Ching 6-4, 6-4, and Baez overcame Rado Albert 7-5, 7-6, but 7th seed Diego Schwartzman could not follow up with a win of his own, losing 6-3, 7-6 to Mako Kachinato. Well, let's just quickly look at games going down today from different sides. We're talking about the world of tennis before we talk the NBA. Going straight to the Australian Open, games are scheduled for today, starting at 12 o'clock. Bernabe Zapata Miralles will be up against Henrik Rocha, as Ben Shelton will be up against Konstantin Lestinen. Luka Nardin will be up against him. America Kaminovic. All these games are going down 12 o'clock. But by 12:30, Dominic Thiem will battle Sebastian Ofnar. Pedro Souza will be up against Luca Van Aske, as Gulo Zepieri will be up against John Souza. West Alba Ramos Vinolas battling Jurish Rodionov. Nuno Borges will take the last game in the singles of today's event against Quentin Halles at the Rio Open ATP 250. Looking at what is going down in Marrakesh at the Grand Prix Hassan 2 ATP 250. Maxime Cressy will take on Roberto Cabales Vienna by 11:30 same time. Nicolas Jarry is up against his opponent Andre Vavazori. Same 11:30. Pedro Martinez will take on Pavel Kotov as Elias Umar battles Adam Montler. Dmitry Kosmanov will be up against Federico Cordia by 1 o'clock. Same time, Ricardo Bonaccio will be up against Christopher O'Connell. Alexandre Mula battles Richard Gasquet. And Benjamin Bonze battles Juan Pablo Varillas by 4 o'clock. Let's move away from that this morning as we look at updates coming from basketball. But remember, games are going down tomorrow by 12 o'clock. But yes, I told you Favor wasn't here yesterday when I read the result of LA Lakers. I need to take it again. LA Lakers defeated Houston Rockets 134 to 109 points. In case you don't know, now you know.
I don't
care.
You don't go back
I need to go back
We need to look
because
forward
of
to. We need to look
because
forward to
of
the
Olotes
future.
like you.
We need to look forward to the future and see what you're going to do there.
Talk about the future. Talk about the future. Go tomorrow, 12 a.m.
All right, so we'll have the games between Charlotte Nets and Toronto Raptors. Detroit Pistons will be up against Miami Heat. Orlando Magic will take on Cleveland Cavaliers. Washington Wizards will be up against Milwaukee Bucks. It's going to be a game in the home front of Brooklyn Nets as the host Minnesota Timberwolves. Chicago Bulls will be up against Atlanta Hawks. That's by 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Houston Rockets will take on Denver Nuggets. Memphis Grizzlies will be up against Portland Trail Blazers. Sacramento Kings will be on the road to play New Orleans Pelicans, and Boston Celtics will take on Philadelphia 76ers in that game by 1 o'clock. LA Lakers, hopefully you do something 2 o'clock tomorrow morning against Houston Jazz, as Golden State Warriors, your second game, your second team also in the NBA, will be up against Oklahoma City Thunder. Phoenix Suns will be taking on San Antonio Spurs.
Whatever you say for your pocket. But
Don't worry, we'll be here tomorrow
I
morning.
can assure you that I'll
We'll
be
be-
here tomorrow
we'll be here
to
tomorrow
laugh
morning.
and smile
I am
and
the,
shout.
I am the one that will be gloating. You understand me? I'm the one that will shout and laugh at you tomorrow. I will shout. Hey,
Okay,
I
so
will
let's
sing.
move on this morning before somebody turns this show to a gospel show. But hey, we move on this morning as we go straight to the Premier League. It was a point spoils assured between Everton and Tottenham Hotspur. But the managers spoke after that game. Remember, check the time right now. This is 9:08 live on your Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Do not go anywhere.
South Korean has been kept fairly quiet by Everton. I hesitate to say it, of course. Oh, there's a man down and there's a penalty. The referee has awarded a spot kick to Tottenham, and David Coote is the most unpopular man inside this stadium. Kane, short run up, sends Pickford the wrong way, buried into the corner of the nets, and Kane has his 6th goal against Everton in his last 5 Premier League appearances. Garner for Everton. Now, Keane, he's going to go for goal. Oh! And how? Redemption, all right. The man who conceded the penalty has rattled an absolute belter home. You don't save those. Michael Keane. Wow. 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 Michael Keane gets his first goal for Everton since that win over Palace here in May of last year. And he'll want to see this over and over again, as will you. This is superb. And it's finished here. Everton 1, Tottenham 1.
In case you're just tuning in, it is Kiko Sports Show, live at Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Well, remember, you can watch us live from anywhere across the globe. Jump on the Facebook fan page, Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM. You can as well check our YouTube platform for live updates, Solutions 939 FM. Click the like and subscribe buttons. Okay, well, following that result yesterday.
Yeah, you know, I had to go check out who Michael Caine is, and I'm amazed that he's 30.
Yeah,
Still playing.
it is not about the age.
I know it's not about the age, but really now it's Harry Kane's penalty was a good one there for Everton, because I never even thought that Everton can even pull a draw. Talk less even, trying to win that game yesterday.
Most especially, but I always tell people, if you don't fear Sean Dyche, go and ask Arsenal. Remember, we were here that Saturday. Yeah, it was on Saturday that Everton defeated Arsenal. But here's Sterlini, who returned him a lack of control as they began live without Antonio Conte following that 1-0 draw as they struggled against Everton. Harry Kane, 68 minutes penalty, looked to have been enough for Spurs to make a winning start on the Sterlini, but at Goodison Park it ended 1-1. Here is Sterlini speaking after the game.
I think we didn't lead the game with the ball after the red card. We had the chance to control the game better than we did, and you have to do it with the ball because you have one extra player and you have to lead the game. We have to move the ball side by side, but sometimes we went rush and we are frantic, but we have to improve in this aspect. We know very well, and it's a long process, and we don't change in one night. We change in a long process.
You don't change in one night. You change in a long process. But do you think the owners of the club will want you to keep struggling with the team? That's a big question. But hey, look at that game. 2 players sent off, meaning they ended the game 10-10. Lucas Moura got sent off in the 88th minute, but earlier it was Doucouré who got sent off for unsportsmanlike conduct in the 58th minute. That could have given Tottenham that best opportunity to score a lot of goals, but it was only Harry Kane that scored in the 68th minute.
A penalty.
I mean, via penalty. They lost Lucas Moura in the 88th minute, and the 90th minute was Kane. Look at that rocket shot from Kane. Kane. So we had 2 Kanes that scored yesterday, but 2 different. I mean, they are different Kanes, not the KNE. One was KNE, and one happens to be KENE. So, but I mean, here is Sean Dyche, who is happy picking up point at the Goodison Park.
I was really pleased with that because you can lose your way, and we did for a few minutes. That can happen, and then they get a penalty, and you're wondering. But I think the way we're going about it is excellent. You know, and I think our reaction to that was superb. You know that there's a thing about football. I spoke to him about it. You know, you play for every breath of the game because you never know what's going to happen. And when your intent is to make things happen, like it was tonight, then don't be surprised when they do. You know, when things do happen. And I thought there was a lot of that. A lot of good play as well. We asked a lot of questions of a good side. Don't forget, there's still a lot of noise there, but still a good side. They are where they are in the league for a reason. And I thought our mentality is growing all the time, and the fans have been terrific. You know, that's an important part. Only Arsenal have got to give us a chance to breathe, give us a chance to see what we can do. But they're now building it. You know, the players are sort of laid something down with the first win against Arsenal. But the fans have been terrific home and away. They're staying with us no matter what's happening in a game. They're staying with us, and they get rewarded tonight by a team giving everything and a group of fans giving everything.
Fear Sean Dyche. Fear Sean Dyche. If you're in good run of form, if you're in bad run of form, fear Sean Dyche. That's what I'm going to say. But hey, let's look at games going down today in the Premier League as well. Teams will be fighting out against each other. Some managerless, while some have their managers on the edge.
Especially Liverpool and Chelsea. But let's talk about Brighton and Hove Albion, who will be on the road to face Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest will take on Leeds, that was defeated 4-1 over the weekend by Arsenal. Aston Villa will take on Leicester City, while Liverpool, who lost 4-1 to Manchester City over the weekend, will take on Chelsea, who lost their coach over the weekend.
Okay, let's start with Liverpool.
Loss.
Let's start with Liverpool this morning. For Jurgen Klopp, who's the manager of Liverpool, made it clear that he hopes that the players bounce back, most especially after that 4-1 bashing against Manchester City. Also saying that it looks like the last man standing, maybe because of the record he's got with Liverpool, that's why it still remains the manager. Maybe he could have also been fired.
Badly as it's possible, we need. Yeah, definitely. So, again, super strange game. Okay, first half, awful second half. We said it. It's unacceptable, but happened anyway. And now have to make sure we are ready. That's it. Yeah, work. What I mean, if you have not, we cannot work really on a pitch. That's it. But games like this have an impact. Double, you might lose even more confidence, but the desire to show reaction is there as well. So the boys are still good people, and they want to show reaction 100%, and we have to. But the short turnaround is the problem. That is, in this moment, I have no clue who I can line up, because I got this information after the press conference, because we want to wait with this decision as long as possible, give the boys as much time to recover. So there will be changes, definitely have to be, and that's what we have to use then. But it's not now. Yeah, you're right. The 48 hours, and then you travel, and then you wait in London in a hotel for the kickoff.
Okay, so let's talk about the interim manager of Chelsea, Bruno Salter, who's going to be in charge of the team tonight. And one thing about Salter that people don't know is that he is a legend of Brighton and Hove Albion. He spent a lot of years with Brighton and Hove Albion. Being a captain of the team, also learning as a manager, worked under Graham Potter. Now had to move to Chelsea to join Graham Potter's coaching crew. So if you think Potter is gone,
There is.
he still has Clay.
There is a baby Potter coming up for Chelsea. A baby Potter. So I don't know if it's spelling doom.
but let's get something from Bruno Salter here.
Obviously, Graham, if I'm here right now, it's because Graham and the club, they thought that was the right step. And I'm here just trying to help the club and be the most professional that I can. Probably means that I'm here right now, just trying to keep the process going, and we just trying to collaborate the best that we can. And I think Graham, he did an amazing job. Football is a really complex business, and we have to keep going, and we have to keep it positive, try to focus on tomorrow's game, and that's the energy towards what we're working on. I spoke to them, they've been really supportive, and what I'm focusing on is on tomorrow. Train today, tomorrow's game, and after, step by step.
Okay, so we wish the two managers all the best. But hey, guys, you need to go check your fantasy if you're going to readjust. It is not about you making salts, but you can also check your bench. Maybe you can get some players that can get you points. Shout out to Harry Kane, who gave me the points last night in my Premier League fantasy.
Shout out to KDB, who gave me the points over the weekend.
Was he your captain?
And to make it worse, what's the name of this coach of Manchester? Confused me over the weekend.
Pep
Saying
Guardiola.
that yes, he's going to put Haaland. Now,
So you started Haaland.
I started Haaland, and thank God I took away the captainship bat from Haaland and put it on Harry Kane. If
Wow, that's
not,
nice. That's
it would
nice.
have been terrible.
But I'm still not happy, Sha, that you put the captain band on Harry Kane. But let us look at what may surely pan out tonight, for the Premier League game. Should Liverpool win the game tonight against Chelsea? Look at Liverpool's position, 8 on the Premier League log. Should they get 3 points, that means the team will have 45 points, moving to the 6th spot. And for Chelsea, we need to dig deep. Okay, the team is 11th spot, and a victory for the team.
1 point. Right.
They will have 41 points, I
They will go back to 10.
No, they will be in the 10th position.
They'll go back to 10 because you don't know what Aston Villa will do. It's like
you
they are
understand?
maintaining either 10 or 11. 10 or 11, 10 or 11.
We understand. But let's look at Aston Villa, Leicester City.
It's going to.
For Leicester City, a win for Leicester City will give them 28 points, and they will jump to the 14th position. But a win for Aston Villa will give them 44 points, and they will surely move to the 6th spot, depending on the game of Brighton and Hove Albion against Bournemouth. So let's move away from the Premier League. Also remember last night, 2 games were played in Italy, and one recorded a win while one ended in a 1-0 draw.
All right, so that is the win for Empoli against Lecce, and that the one between Torino and Sassuolo ended in a 1-1 draw. But let's look at another.
We need to look at the table. You need to look at the table. Yes,
I saw something. That's
No,
how I
that
want
was
to talk.
yesterday morning. That was yesterday
That's how I want to
morning.
talk.
Favor, you were still sleeping. Favor, you were
I
sleeping.
want to talk.
I will switch off your mic.
If you switch it off, I'll switch it back on.
Okay, so but now looking at what's happening this morning, Favor, Kilo Shelle. That shall not kill my joy.
I will not kill it, but I'll still talk.
Okay, so following the victory yesterday for Empoli, 3 points needed, and Empoli had to move to the 14th spot following that win against Lecce. So that's the most obvious movement. But let's just move away from that this morning. And well, Massimiliano Allegri insists Juventus will not underestimate Inter's despite the Nerazzurri being in free fall.
Well, the two teams meet on Tuesday in the first leg of the Coppa Italian semi-finals, less than 3 weeks since the last met in the Serie A. On the occasion, Philippe Costigal helped Juventus to a 1-0 victory in the ill-tempered encounter that saw both sides end with 10 men on the pitch.
Okay, so let's just quickly take a rundown of all the games going down tonight in the Coppa Italia. We told you earlier it's going to be the semi-final. Juventus against Inter Milan. And in Spain, it is a Copa del Rey semi-final. Athletic Bilbao against Osasuna. Now, going straight to Germany, it is going to be the DFB Cup quarter-final where we have
Eintracht Frankfurt taking on Union Berlin. Freiburg will be up against Bayern Munich.
Well, remember, Bayern Munich returned to winning ways, beating Borussia Dortmund over the weekend to return to the summit of the Bundesliga log. Well, we also have the cup competition right there in Netherlands, the KNVB Berka, where Spakenburg will be up against PSV Eindhoven. In Turkey, it is going to be Turkey Cup, where Ankara Goku will be up against Trabzonspor. Moving away from that, let us talk more issue this morning. Going straight to it is going down in the French League on away from PSG. The fans booing Lionel Messi. So something happened yesterday. I mean, over the weekend, which was Algerian defender Juan Hatman being dropped from non-squad before their defeat to Stade Reims in Ligue 1 on Sunday after insisting on not breaking his Ramadan fast. That's according to the manager, Antonio Combare.
I think this is to his best interest, actually. If he doesn't want to break his fast for the game, he should be dropped because we don't want a player dropping on the pitch.
This is it. If you check the statement of the manager, he said he will always support every player fasting, and if you still want to play, right? But I just feel like there's something behind it. Hadman decided last month to represent Algeria, playing their 1-0 victory over Niger, and I mean, a lot of people might have felt like, okay, for him, he could have. He was born in France.
Could have just
He represented France. So he decided to represent Algeria. But here, you don't have to put religion in some things. So if you're fasting now, there's something here. He said, local report said 28-year-old agreed to break his fast in away matches only. You understand? So when they go away, he can break his fast, observing Ramadan, which will end on the 20th of April and includes fasting from dawn until sunset. So if you want to stick to the fact that you only break your fast when you go for away games, so what happens when you play at home? That means that you rather fast and you will not break, so you will not play. Do you understand where we are going to? So now it's been dropped. So you need to understand what the team wants. You are being paid. Yes, you have your right, but try and understand what the manager wants. For example, if you were to be my manager, tell me, okay, what is what we want to do. Let us agree. Let's have an agreement. But we just hope that it is not because he went to represent Algeria that this is happening to him. Remember, Lionel Messi, John Mikel Obi represented Nigeria at the Olympics, and when he returned, he had issues with the manager. I think it was Antonio Conte in Chelsea then. So I mean, a lot of players are facing a lot of issues right here. But we also say Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim brothers and sisters out there. But let's talk just stories this morning, and we may also be getting breaking news anytime soon, most especially for the jobs empty in Leicester. Tottenham, yes, they have interim manager, but I mean same as Chelsea, who will surely who they were going for. But hey, Manchester United is in the news this morning.
Well, Manchester United are interested in Bayer Leverkusen's right back, Jeremy Frimpong, according to the reports in Germany. Yes. So Frimpong who is under a contract with Bundesliga club until June 2025, has excelled under Leverkusen boss Xabi Alonso this season. So, there was something on. I'm trying to remember this hot cake at Napoli right now, Victor Osimhen, saying that he might be Chelsea might want to have them.
Okay. Yes, no, it is good.
He
See,
might want to have him in his club. Myself and
for a
Tommy,
club,
for,
for a
no,
club,
to
you
come
must-
to Chelsea.
Yes.
So myself and Tommy analyzed this, and Tommy was like, if Victor Osimhen knows what he's doing,
they should just stay back
he
in
better
Napoli.
stay back at
Or
Napoli.
go to Germany.
Or for the season, one more season, and then think about transferring instead of going to Chelsea. Chelsea might not be the right club for him right now.
Well, he may say that, but you can also look at some players when they move to a struggling side, they bring the motivation into that team.
And
That is one thing. I
he-
mean,
he
for
mentioned-
Napoli,
he mentioned the list of players that have gone to Chelsea that
And
were
they flopped.
hotcake, and they flopped. So maybe Chelsea is not. the
but
place
some
for them.
unknown players joined Chelsea and they became the best. I mean, who knew N'Golo Kante before he joined Chelsea?
Just stick to a place where you'll be recognized and you're not going to lose form.
Okay, all right. I don't know who is giving
Please
you
take
this
it
quote.
back to that report.
Who's giving you this quote
I need to
this
take
morning?
that report.
Which one?
No, go back to
Which one are you-
the fixtures, the results of games.
Of which of
I want to
all right,
tell
so
people
look at
something.
look at check your time right now. This is 9:27.
It
Okay,
is-
but let's also look at some managers who have been touted to resume or to get a job in England. Luis Enrique has emerged as Chelsea's top target to replace Graham Potter following his ruthless sacking. Well, Enrique has emerged as a front runner for the Chelsea job.
Well, Chelsea want to interview Julian Nagelsmann, Mauricio Pochettino, Ruben Amorim, and Oliver Glasner, and Enrique as part of their search for a manager, but are prepared to wait until the summer before appointing a full-time replacement for the club.
Well, look at Luis Enrique. He's one of the managers that has won a lot of titles with one club. Well, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang reacted to Potter's exit by liking a post announcing his departure. Okay. Otilo. Well, shout out to guys on Facebook this morning. Imatfo J. Peter saying good morning in the studio. Ogbeni Odeyemi Omokure saying well done. Olaseni Abibola says well done, sir. Ma from Akwemi area, Gbagi Ibadan. Shegun Afolabi saying good morning.
Good morning to you. Too.
Shout out to Wale Gio saying awesome. Akikumi Akikbenyi. Shout out to you. Beatrice Allen Adepusui. Shout out to you. Well, guys, we'll move to the other side of the show this morning. We'll look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers. Also talking about the political crisis in Rivers State. We'll talk more. Do not go anywhere. My name is Oladapo Okunubi.
And my name is Favor or Lawrence. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Stay safe.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp sharp, because life dey simple with Momo.
Ibadan, elections are over and it's time to come together as one. Join Benga Dink and friends at Life Matters the Southwest Unity Tour. Featuring Q-Dot, FaZe, SGXY, Jesse King Puga, Oke Bakassi, Funky Malam, Omar Baba, Dr. Smile, Baba Laria, General Lack, DJ Sexy, Baba Kamo, Archbishop, Wally Agba, Lepashos Bosse, Nepa Boys, Koja, Tai Chi, Paul the Good Guy, and more. Regular 3K, VIP 10K, Table of 8, Gold 250K, Platinum 500K. Tickets available at Fuko Supermarket Outlet, Gracie Mart Akobo, Grand X Store Outlet, Ultima Restaurant Outlet, Film House Cinema Dugbe, Dugbe, and Samonda. Heasent Palms Mall and online at ariatickets.com. Date is the Sunday, 9th of April. Venue, Jogo Center, Ibadan. Time, 3 p.m. Powered by Multina and Goldberg. Supported by the Oyo State Government. Laugh Matters, Ibadan. Kosi Pressure. Media partners.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Kadara, destiny. Who decides where we are born?
Gangs of Lagos na the ogbonge tori of Isaleko Street King Obalola and im gang with better actor and celebrity dem like Toby Bakari, Adesuwa Tomi Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo and plenty big names dem. Chai! Gangs of Lagos na correct film. Download Prime Video now. Make you sef enjoy 7-day free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oh yeah, japa to Prime Video.
Mommy! Yes, daughter? Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with small candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow! Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Alright, it's a beautiful morning, of course, right here on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9. 33 minutes gone past 9, and it's time for us to check the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers and put some spotlights on the stories with our analysis. Thank you for joining us. My name is Victory Richard.
I thought you were going to forget your name, but my name is Oladapo Kunubi. I've got the Punch and the Nation newspapers this morning.
Alright, with me is the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper. Let's get right into it. Alright, beginning the stories from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Cold War in APC. NWC Dippins, find that on page 16. Northwest National Vice Chairman accuses Adamu of usurping powers of NEC, National Caucus. Delta APC crisis Dippins, party expels Omagege. They are imposters, state chairman speaking there. And now to the banner headline. Gunshots in Port Harcourt as APC PDP supporters clash. Riders to that over inspection of electoral materials. Toya Cole escapes being lynched. PDP accuses APC of instigating violence. Find these stories on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Press Organization unveils National Media Complaint Commission. Find that on page 2. Transcorp Hotel increases profit by 172%. Revenue up by 47% to 31.4 billion naira. Check that story on page 7. 6 states account for 447 suspected cholera cases. NCDC speaking there. Reps speakership. PDP alliance plot suffers setback. I'll take that again. PDP alliance plot suffers setback. Riders to that, Wike backs was say, North Central deserves slot. Deputy Speaker, my beloved son, Osuba. Find that story on page 2. These are the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, going straight to the Punch newspaper this morning with headlines starting from the cap. AITA warns Nigeria as airlines trapped phones hit $802 million. FG approves 173 loan apps, bars illegal online banks. Looking at the banner headline this morning from the Punch newspaper. Ahead handover. Military vows crack down on security threats. One's IPOB. Others. Riders to this headline. Nobody should threaten integrity of Nigeria. Truncate democracy. Defense Headquarter Army Chief. APC asks Biden to disregard anti-Tinubu petitions as protesters demonstrate in U.S. Politicians rooting for interim government irresponsible, mischievous. Buhari Media Organization. And we have the front page picture of the Punch this morning, which is coming from Port Harcourt. And the headline to that says, 1 killed, scores injured as Rivers APC PDP supporters clash. Shoe headlines are from that Punch newspaper this morning. Ramadan, divorce among young couples alarming, says Sheikh. Read page 14. Check the page 14 of the Punch newspaper. Absence of Lagos bishop accused of raping Pastor Stall's trial. Neze, Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu, others mourn Oje Kalu's wife. This and more you can get from the Punch newspaper.
Alright, let's now move to the Vanguard newspaper. Right now, Nigerian insurers breach local content law, loses 44 billion naira. Delta APC crisis deepens as party expels Omar Gege. Leadership position in NAS being bought, Ndume claims. Find that story on page 9. Kaduna Guba, PDP lawmakers elect orders, vow to reclaim governorship mandate. Read up on that story on page 13. And now to the banner headline on the Vanguard newspaper. Return of bandits. Gunmen terrorize Niger, Kaduna, Kogi, Bayelsa, and Adamawa states. Find that story on page 5. Riders to that, bandits kill 2 villagers, abduct 34, escape with arms in Niger. Gunmen kill APC ward chairman, or the villagers in Kogi state. Benue government secures 84 billion naira debt from federal government. Union backs Union backs 2-year tenure extension for Nasani EVC by President. Conclude presidential petition before May 29. Bakuba tells tribunal. Police DSS storm palace of Igbo leader in Lagos for clues. Ezendibo appears in handcuffs. Find that story on page 6. Pro-Tinubu supporters to mobilize 20 million Nigerians against interim government. Read up on that on page 8. Nigerian media inaugurates National Complaints Commission. Page 35. And now to health. 10,000 cervical cancer deaths in Nigeria. Unacceptable. Scientists, you would recall that we talked about this on Monday on Solutions Clinic. Alright, that's the story on the front page of the Vanguard.
Okay, check it out right now. This is 9:40. Let's just quickly rush through the Nation newspapers this morning with the front page headlines. NFRU may give governors more time to comply with cash limit. Why we are wary of government regulation by media owners. Ombudsman inaugurated. Singer Portable gets bail. Okay, that should be page 6 of the Nation newspaper, right? Okay, now looking at other headlines. A funeral for Kalu's wife to hold in U.S. APC PDP supporters clash at Rivers INEC. The banner headline this morning. Governors elect at war over funds project. Right as to this headline, Alaya takes on Autumn in Benue. Oti tackles Ikbeazu in Abia. Kano, it's Abba versus Ganduje. If I could remember, myself and Laffy were discussing about this yesterday on AM Updates, governors-elect making statements before being sworn in, against the outgoing government.
That's a major contention, but I wouldn't blame them actually. But when we get to analysis, we'll talk about it.
Okay, now looking at other headlines here. Presidential poll credible. APC, U.S. rights Biden, Mark Curty. APC organs should function. NWC members tell Adamu party should avoid the 2015 scenario on National Assembly positions. Suspect killer of lawyer Vandy has case to answer, court rules. This and more we'll be discussing this morning, most especially the drama in Rivers State. That's part of the burning issue this morning, the state of security, and most especially going to tribunal. Well, yesterday it was a free-for-all at INEC's office in Port Harcourt. Well, the APC governorship candidate in Port Harcourt, Tony Cole, he was attacked, and some of other APC members. It was also said that the PDP members were also attacked while going to the INEC office. Here is Tony Cole, and after that you listen to the PDP Publicity Secretary Insi Bara right there in Rivers State, talking about the issue that happened yesterday.
We are supposed to be in a democracy, and one of the tenets of a democracy is that after an election, INEC being supposedly an impartial umpire will have documents, and these documents are available to everybody who participated in the election. These are critical documents with which we will take to an electoral tribunal. We will build our case upon that to the electoral tribunal. Friday last week, Friday we were at INEC. We asked for these documents. They have not given us a single one. We said that we were coming back today. Because we said we were coming back today, and we said it on live TV, and we said it openly, PDP organized thugs everywhere to prevent us from getting to INEC office. I wasn't deterred. And so I went with my party chairman, the woman leader, the youth leader, senior officials of APC to INEC. They had barricaded the road from GRA Junction. Everywhere, boys, girls, full. So the first thing was that they began to assault me. They came out, the woman grabbed my shirt, then they began to pull me from the back, started throwing, first they were using water and all of that, then they began to throw food, and the next minute they started throwing stones. Next thing after that, we started hearing gunshots. It took my security people to forcefully evict me. In the throwing of the stones, they destroyed our vehicles and they injured me. There's a huge bump here. You can see this, cameraman. I was hit by a stone.
That was the APC governorship candidate, Tony Cole, revealing what happened to him in Port Harcourt at going to the INEC office, for protest and ask for some documents. However, the PDP publicity secretary in Rivers State, Insini Bara, had a different story to tell.
The People's Democratic Party, we were at the INEC for a peaceful demonstration to drive home our demands, to jointly inspect sensitive materials or whatever it could be that were used in the previous election. So we observed some sinister, arrangement between the APC and the INEC. And that was why we were there this morning to register our demands that we must have to be part of whatever inspection that will take place in the INEC. If you can see, we had lots of women, mostly women there. We had aged men and women there to a peaceful demonstration. None of us carried arms, but what we saw was that the APC gubernatorial candidate came there with thugs dressed in police uniform and came there and started trying to disperse us and force their way into the INEC. And we said, no, that cannot happen. We are here to register our demands. After all, since after the election, other political parties have been going to the INEC to register their demands by way of protest. We, the PDP, have not been there before to cause any problem or try to disrupt them or chase them away. Why is it coming there with armed thugs to come and chase us away? And before you know it, they started shooting at us.
Well, it's really sad that our political system is always saddled with quagmires, by political parties, especially when there are different opinions. We've heard the first statement by the APC candidate in Rivers State, speaking about how the PDP instigated violence, and now he's coming to say that it was the APC that instigated violence. So who do we believe here?
Now, if this crisis continue, I mean, we just heard that of Port Harcourt, of Rivers State. We don't know the next state. And, a lot of people have been shouting that there must not be interim government. We must have a smooth transition of government. And where I'm looking at things is during the presidential polls, I think there was no crisis. Recorded. Based on the fears that we were expecting. But now when it got to the governorship polls, we heard different reports, different stories, from Lagos, few days to the governorship election in Oyo State, looking at some other states. So it's like we are seeing more protests in states than what a lot of people, feared that was going to happen during the presidential polls. But how can this, be reduced? How can this end ahead of May 29? Comrade Femi Olugbemi is a public affairs analyst, is joining us virtually this morning. Good morning to you, comrade.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How was your night?
Well, awesome, and a happy new month to you.
Thank you very much.
It is 4-4. Today is 4. It's 4-4.
Yeah,
so 2023. Okay, so let's quickly go straight, because of our time, let's go straight to Rivers State this morning. And with what happened yesterday, the two parties, laying claim that one attacked one at the end of the... And before that, attack yesterday, remember what happened over the weekend where the lawyers of APC were arrested and later released. Are we not seeing something that may go beyond what we thought? Moving to May 29.
Thank you very much. If you look at our democracy, it is so sad. It's supposed to progress, but instead of progressing, we are retrogressing, which is so sad. Our democracy is supposed to improve, not only in Rivers State, most of the states in Nigeria. Our democracy is not what to write home about. It's not encouraging. We are in democracy since 1999. I hope we should do away with thoughts. But now, most of the politicians, one of the greatest instruments that they use is they make use of thoughts. And so sad. In Rivers State, the governor himself, you know him as a political rascal man. And so, what do you expect from the... I'm talking about Port Harcourt, sorry.
Okay.
So, Port Harcourt. So, you know him as a strong man when it comes to using of thugs and threatening of political opponents.
Who are you referring to? Which of the political parties and which candidate? Is it Tony Cole of the APC or the candidate of the PDP?
I will believe what that APC candidate said, because he said he made a report that he will come to INEC office on Monday. Before, why can't a PDP candidate wait till another day before they come for their complaint also? So I will believe that of APC candidate. Rivers is PDP candidate, but they allowed, Port Harcourt is PDP state. So I will believe that of APC candidate.
But what do you think, with what you're saying now and what we all saw yesterday, even over the weekend, how do we stop political crisis? Most especially before, during, and after elections.
The number one solution is our judiciary should take full responsibility. Tribunal should do the judgment before May 29th. So it will serve as a punishment for those who engage in rigging, those who engage in thuggery, and those who engage in manipulations. That is number one. You can make use of our judiciary. If our judiciary is strong enough, I hope it will really help.
Do you think it's possible, with the processes involved, like for the presidential, it has to go through the appeal, then the Supreme Court for governorship, I think it goes to the tribunal, Appeal, then Supreme. For the Houses of Assembly is the Tribunal and Appeal Court. Seeing how these processes are, do you think it's going to be a seamless process to expedite these actions?
It is a long processing, but with the digital, with new method of, if INEC is using beavers, it should be very easy now, because you don't need to go to polling units to gather information. Everything is being on a computer. You understand? So that is what we should make use of. If you are making use of beavers, truly, it should not be taking longer time.
Okay, now let's move on from that. Look at the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. It is war over funds between governors and the governors-elect. Alliance taking on Autumn in Benue, Oti tackling Ikpiazu in Abia. In Kano, it is Abba versus Ganduje. Remember, it was a Sunday, I think, over the weekend, Abba of NNPP, the governor-elect, saying that some people borrowing the state's governor money must stop, and, Ganduje should also stop borrowing money before it takes over. Look at what happened in Osun State. Oyetola, bringing in some civil servants, and, Adeleke, before resuming as the governor of the state, made a pronouncement, and when he came on board, he stopped the people that were hired by the state governor. But by the outgone state government. How do we make sure that maybe it's going to be after the announcement by INEC that there's a governor-elect, some appointments and some borrowings must stop before we start having unwarranted crises and speeches?
It has been going on for so long. I remember one governor in Oyo State, immediately they pronounced the winner. He discovered that he has lost the election. He went straight to Secretariat to pack all the new cards. So it has been going on for so long, and it is because our judiciary is not active enough. Some of them, that is the time they will borrow money. Some of them, that is the time they will engage in some capital projects, which is totally wrong. Our judiciary should be active. We should be proactive. So our constitution also, we need to change our constitution. Any governor that lost election should not engage in capital projects or any project. It is totally wrong. Even in Nigeria now, this week, Buhari wanted to borrow money from China, but China rejected that loan appeal, which is totally wrong. The new government is coming. China told them that new government is coming. You don't need to borrow money again. And it's a shame. If China tell us such things, our president should know that, okay, I'm leaving office. I don't need any loan again. Whatever project, suspend it. Let new government take over from where you stop. That's how it's supposed to be in each state. But reverse is the case in Nigeria. Most of the state governments, they have to borrow and embezzle money, pack the remaining money, which is so shameful and so sad. Everywhere.
Thank you, Comrade Olugbemi.
Thank you very much.
That's quite an analysis.
Thank you very much for your time this morning, and we hope to reconnect next week Tuesday.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. It goes back to what Professor Yemi Oshibajo said. He took a particular line when he gave a speech. Said some of us are wise.
He just answered the question for me. The provision of the Constitution needs to be, reviewed, because judging from the provisions, the governors-elect do not have the powers to interfere. The governors still in power can bring you in and say, I'm trying to do this project. But over time, we've seen that these governors do. Some of them don't even have local government elections done for like 4 years. And just as they're about to get a new government into power, local government elections are being conducted.
Yes, if I could remember, that also happened in Oyo State as well.
Why would you do that?
But I just feel like, with what he said, the Constitution must be reviewed, but how fast can that be? Let's see if we can use this few minutes to read messages and pick calls this morning. Numbers to call:
0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. We are also live on Facebook, so you can be sure to send in your messages there. We have limited time, so would appeal that you keep your submission in 60 seconds. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. You can also call 0904-422-2939. We've been able to address a couple of issues this morning. And
I mean, looking at another issue here, I mean, Portable was in court yesterday. He got released. I mean, he was remanded, pending, paying the
bail.
But the question is, has he learned his lessons?
Portable is an uncouth person. It's really sad because he's had several I don't know if he thrives in controversy. Maybe that's his selling point. That's how he promotes his identity. That's how he promotes his image. Maybe that's the case. But when I saw the video of him in court yesterday and
Very
how
humble.
solemn and calm and humble he was, it just dawned on me that sometimes when you go through some life experiences, it will keep you on a leash. So let's just hope that, with what he has seen in the past couple of days, he's going to have a repentant spirit as opposed to a rebellious one.
That's the message. But look at our time right now. I don't think we have to pick calls because
unfortunately,
coming up next is Babs is coming on board with his program. Wider, yes. Well, remember, AM Update makes a return tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We kick off Sports Show, but I'll be back this evening with extra time. My name is Oladapo Okunubi.
My name is Victor Richard. Have a productive Tuesday.